Russian FrankenSAM launcher spotted near Ukrainian border. A ground-based launcher, described as a so-called FrankenSAM, and armed with R-77 medium-range air-to-air missiles, has been spotted in the Russian city of Oryol, about 100 miles from the Ukrainian border, according to the Ukrainian publication Militarny. Photographs of the launcher show it configured with 4 R-77 air-to-air missiles, each mounted on aviation-style pylons attached to a ground rail. The configuration closely mirrors the concept behind the Norwegian-American NASAMS air defense system, which adapts aircraft-launched AIM-9 Sidewinder and AIM-120 AMRAAM missiles, or the British-designed Raven air defense system, with OSRAAM missiles, for ground-based use. Russia's version, however, appears to be a far more improvised arrangement rather than an industrially mature product, based on available imagery. According to manufacturer data from the Vympel Design Bureau, the organization responsible for developing the R-77 family, the missile in a ground-launched surface-to-air role achieves engagement ranges of between 1.2 and 12 kilometers at altitude, with a ceiling of roughly 9 kilometers and a lateral intercept parameter of up to 8 kilometers. Those figures, however, pertain to the earliest R-77 variants with a maximum air launch range of 80 kilometers. Russia's current R-77-1 variant carries an advertised air launch range of up to 110 kilometers, suggesting that ground launch performance parameters may have improved correspondingly with the newer missile, though no confirmed data on that specific combination has been publicly released. The R-77, known in NATO reporting nomenclature as the AA-12 Adder and designed as Russia's answer to the American AIM-120 AMRAAM, has its roots in the Soviet military-industrial complex. Development of the missile began in 1982, representing Russia's first multi-purpose, fire-and-forget missile capable of engaging targets from hovering helicopters to high-speed, low-altitude aircraft. The weapon was developed by the Vympel Design Bureau and did not enter service before the collapse of the Soviet Union, only formally becoming part of Russia's arsenal in 1994. The improved R-77-1 variant subsequently entered frontline service and was deployed on Su-35S fighters during Russian Air Force operations in Syria. Work on adapting the R-77 for surface-to-air employment is not a new concept, even if this particular launcher represents a more recent iteration of that effort. Technically, this is an attempt to repeat a pragmatic Western solution to turn a missile launched exclusively from aircraft into a surface-to-air missile, a concept already implemented in systems such as the German Iris-T, Norwegian NASAMS, French VL Mica, and Israeli Spider. Russian interest in converting the R-77 for ground-based air defense dates back to the Soviet era, when studies on the concept were conducted during the missile's original development phase in the 1980s. A major limitation identified in earlier ground-based R-77 concepts was the weapon's very short effective range, up to 12 kilometers, apparently due to insufficient specific impulse from the missile's solid-fuel engine, a significant reduction from its 110-kilometer air launch capability. Kapustin Yar Proving Ground released a video for its 78th anniversary showing a number of projects tested there, among them a ground launcher for an anti-aircraft missile system equipped with R-77 air-to-air missiles. That footage, published in 2024, revealed a launcher with a somewhat different design configuration than what has now appeared in Oryol, an indication that the program may have evolved between the test range phase and whatever operational or semi-operational status it has since achieved. The relocation of such a system from the test range environment to the Oryol region carries meaningful implications. Oryol sits roughly 160 kilometers from the Ukrainian border and has been struck repeatedly by Ukrainian drones and missiles during the autumn and winter of 2025 to 2026. Stationing an experimental or early production air defense launcher in that area suggests that Russian planners consider the system at least partially operational, capable enough to contribute to local air defense coverage, even if not fully mature. Ukrainian strike teams have systematically targeted Russian air defense assets, including radar systems and SAM launchers, with considerable success. Britain's defense intelligence assessments have noted the cumulative pressure this has placed on Russia's integrated air defense network. filling gaps with improvised or developmental systems, however limited their performance compared to purpose-built SAMs, represents one response to those losses. The R-77 base launcher seen in Oryol is not a replacement for systems like the S-300 or Buk M2 in any meaningful technical sense. Its engagement envelope, even under optimistic estimates, covers a fraction of what those platforms deliver. But in a war where every available launch cell carries value and where Ukrainian drones and cruise missiles have repeatedly penetrated Russian rear areas, even a stopgap system with limited range can serve as a point defense asset around critical infrastructure or command nodes.